Namaste, Sasrikal, and Salam, friends. Welcome to yet another episode of the talk show Sergeant Naya, Tourism, Hospitality, and Aviation. Today, our guest is Miss Sonali Chitle. Sonali has got many things in her profile. I would like to introduce her as an educationalist in the tourism course. She is a writer. She has written in many articles in newspapers, daily newspapers, and magazines. She's pursuing a PhD in tourism, in community tourism, and also she's associated with quite a few NGOs. Today's discussion will be focused on the fact that she's a tourism writer, and she will ask you questions based on that is concerned. Hi, Sonali. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Sajjan. Hi. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. We'll get straight on to the business, Sonali. How did you
Yeah.
become a writer? We'll come to tourism later. But how did you become a writer? Where did the interest come from?
Yeah, Sajjan. As we all know, being in the same field, we keep traveling a lot. And I had been to one of the Greek islands, to Santorini. And so much is all whitewashed blue houses with those tiny blue gates overlooking Aegean Sea and such untouched beauty. I was absolutely soaked into the beauty. And it was going inside me, and I came back and I had just written one article on Santorini, and just I say better, then I had just sent it to one of the magazines, publications, and I had forgotten about it. And almost say 1 or 2 months later, one of my friends, she called me up and she's saying, "Hey, Sonali, you started travel writing. Wow, it was so good, yeah. I really feel like visiting that place. It is so beautiful you have written." And I said, "Oh, really? Let me see." And that's how it started, travel writing. Later on, somebody had read my article, must have been, I got a call from a newspaper publication that would you write or travel writing or as on a weekly basis, once a week or twice a week, as per your choice. I did not take it seriously. I thought such big publications and newspapers, and they're asking me, must be a joke somewhere. So, but the second time when he called me up and I said, "Oh wow, it must be serious." I said, "Yeah, let me try. I'll write it. You see if you like it." And straight away I saw next newspaper. Then it had come into the print, and again I got emails, appreciation. People started calling me up, and that's how I was into travel writing. And as a hobby it came out. It was just a need to write, for me after visiting, something, it touches you from inside. And so then I became an established travel writer. I mean, can say that.
Right. Uh, uh,
So
Sonali, it is said that to be a writer, you need to have certain level of maturity. You should see a different colors of life. Then only you can be a writer. What are your thoughts on that? How do you look at it?
yeah, Sarjan, I really don't think so. See, maturity is a very standalone characteristic of a human being. It has no relation with age and education. Maturity any person can have. We have seen some of the young writers, their first book launch, and it has created a history. So maturity has nothing to do with the age and education. Yeah, very young, say 18-year-old person, 20-year-old also can be very much mature. It is something more than that. Your expressions, you go around, you talk to people, you meet people, you listen to their narratives. All this it comes together somewhere. You are absorbing it like a sponge. Many things are going inside, and then you think about it. A lot of thought process goes behind, and all these things, observations, what different narratives, you talk to people, you observe from the destinations. These are all ingredients, and ultimately what comes out is a cooked meal in the form of written article. So it has nothing to do, I think, maturity and age is not related.
Right.
I
Uh,
feel so.
also wanted to, if also, so those who do not know, absolutely have no idea, what is blogging, Sonali? What is it actually? How is it different from writing article?
Yeah, blogging is you are expressing yourself through social media.
Okay.
You write on that. It is your personal interpretation. It need not. It's written something without much thinking about if of any particular type or pattern of form of writing. It's free, open mind writing, expressing yourself. It can be related to any topic particularly, or you can just giving updates about it. You can give some information. You are talking about the destinations, you talk about the cultures, some stories. People choose different subjects to do blogging about. So it is your personal expressions. No two blogs can be similar, because it is unique and it's your own personal expression. That is expressing yourself through social media is blogging.
So will I be right if I say that article writing is more focused on a particular topic like tourism or destination or place of tourist interest, whereas blogging is more personal? Is it right? Am I saying
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, personal, anything whatever you feel you can write. I mean, I am right one blog, I can express multiple subjects. If I'm writing one travel article, I'm sticking to one that topic and subject, and throughout so that is the difference. Blogging is just you go on expressing yourself. You need not stick to one same particular subject as such. If I'm writing a travel article, then it is about one destination, about one topic. The whole article will be related to that. It is that the difference is.
How important is the hold of language, any language for the matter? How important is the hold of language when you're expressing in writing? Is it very, you need to be the best in it?
See, rather than if we are talking about the travel writing, basic language is required. I mean, you have to follow the set rules about the language. But more than that, that it has to appeal to the reader.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have read uh, so many work I have read about the travel destinations, people who have visited that and they have written on that, but nothing touches you, nothing, you don't find it that interesting or captivating. So it's not just a language, but something more than that. That it has to touch, you have to establish a connect with the reader, then only you can say a good write-up about a travel.
Right.
I
So
would say that.
that takes me to the logical next question. It says the writers are always inspired. You did tell me you traveled places and you got inspired, but what is that actually pushes you to, with a pen and paper and let's jot it down? What inspires you as a writer?
Yeah, I think as a writer, or for me, or generally, you should not wait for inspiration. You just go on writing. You just go on writing. Inspiration comes, but don't wait for inspiration that you get inspired and you start writing. No, you start writing, inspiration comes on its own. Sometimes I remember I had gone to this one of the Himalayan small chalet. This Pangot is a one in Uttarakhand, a small tiny village, very, very known for bird watching, and Himalayan migratory birds come there down in winter. So I had been there and I was sitting out all over the world. People come from all over the world to watch migratory birds there. I was sitting for this birds hideout, and those areas were made to sit and quietly observe the birds coming in for. And in the evening, they put those grains to attract birds. So I was sitting there, and one of the guide who used to give us information about the bird watching, birding. So I was just sitting quietly in that hideout, and he was there next to me, and he was telling, "Ma'am, abhi yahan pe ye birds aayenge, aap thoda shanti rakho, aap dekho." And suddenly I was seeing, as he started dancing on his place, and I said, "What's wrong? What's that?" He's saying, "Madam, dekho, dekho." I'm like seeing there is a one turkey, a family. It must be from a turkey family. And then he was nicely coming, walking there, and he was pecking on the small, tiny those grains he had put it them for. And he was saying, "See, look at him. He's a Khalij bird. Khalij is a very, very rare bird species which are very difficult to find like this." And he had come, and he was telling him, Khalij never comes alone. He always comes with a mate. So his partner has to follow. And that the female Khalij, she also came forward. And almost 10 minutes I was watching their dance, and they were eating their food. So he was so excited and jumping, and I said, "Yeah, Khalij, I saw it." And I did not understand. And later on, in the evening, it was like a campfire, and people were coming, all people were into birding only. So one forest officer from MP, and he was just going with his big binocular everywhere, and he's saying, yes sir, what happened? He's saying, all my life I have seen so many, madam, I've seen so many birds, but only one thing is I have not seen Khalij, and I've just came to know that Khalij was here somewhere around, and someone had spotted Khalij. I said, oh my god, that is I have seen the Khalij. It was like, and instantly I realized his reaction, why he was dancing. And immediately that heading came, in my head, that, immediately I had written that Pangot, this dancing Khalij in a human form. I had written an article. So the inspiration instantly came. Somewhere, every nook and corner, there are so many stories that you just need to wait for them to unfold. You have to be observant. And so I had written an article, I had taken the points there and there itself, and it was well appreciated. So you don't wait for inspiration. Here and there you find it keeps happening. Like that.
All right, very interesting to know that. Sonali, any article that you published, something that is very close to you, or the reaction of the reader, any anecdote of that kind to share with us today?
After when I write, generally sometimes later then I get emails, people asking that we had liked this article, that, and one or two articles I had written about Sundarban, and somebody had said, oh, I wish I would have read your article before going to Sundarban, and it is so different. You have portrayed it so differently. And other I had written about Andaman Nicobar, and he said, people generally talk about Port Blair. You have given a different angle of Andaman. It was so nice. I had visited a place. That is, I think, the best award any writer can feel, that after writing it, you feel like visiting the place, and you actually visit the place, and then you email to the writer telling that, after reading your article, I had visited the place and it was absolutely beautiful. I had a great time. So that is a really encouraging reward, which I do get sometimes. So.
All right, so we go to the second phase of our discussion today, our conversation today, and that is how is it for young today? Jo aaj ke taarikh ka, young girls and boys who are aspiring to be writers. Yeah. Is it comparatively easier than when you? I'm not saying you started long back ago, but then compared to our times, is it easier to do it now? Or what is your thoughts about it?
No, it's not easy or difficult. Rather, they have got more platforms, and youngsters are more easy in handling social media, WordPress, and blogging. We had to learn it. It comes naturally to them. So there too many things are happening. So you keeping your quality work and you getting noticed is which is important and which is difficult also at the same time. But persistently, if you keep doing your good work, I think you get noticed. Because in my case, if you see, I had just written as a hobby, and one article had led to a different work. From that, the another work came. This stepwell tourism is the topic which is really closer to my heart. I talk about that a lot. And I give presentations and all that. Some of the people, they call me up, they tell, madam, we never knew we have so many beautiful stepwells. Sajan, it's just ornamental archaeological structures, the stepwells in India we have, but hardly people are not much aware of that. So after listening to my talks and presentations and write-up, people say, madam, we really do feel like visiting that. Or, once we go to Rajasthan, we will see Rani Ji Ki Vav or that Adlaj stepwell. So which I find it really good that people are appreciating it, and we should talk about our heritage and culture more often, and we should put that on the public platform for people to understand. How many of us really know about the Rani Ji Ki Vav? It has listed on UNESCO World Heritage Site since 2014. In 2018, Government Reserve Bank of India has introduced a new 100 rupee note, which has depiction of this Rani Ji Ki Vav, which was structured in 11th century by Rani Udaymati. And it's 7-story deep, absolutely beautiful sculptures on surrounding walls. And it's a huge work which really, I think, is really youngsters may not be knowing also. So I think we need to talk about all these things. I keep talking about it. These things are something closer to my heart, and people do appreciate after me talking about that, so, which gives me a kind of encouragement.
To youngster, what would be your, what would be, you would say these are steps you can follow as such, recommended by you, and that can take you to a place where you want to be as a writer. Where do I start from, Sonali?
Starting in the sense, you cannot decide like I. So I can't just say I want to be a travel writer. It has to come from within. You should have a flair for creative writing. Just by saying that I am going to be into travel writing, it doesn't come out of that. So you can make videos of it. You can make vlogging of the destination, but writing is something which has to come from within. Then you can sharpen your skill sets, but primarily it has to be there in you. So that flair has to be there. Once you understand it is there in you, then you can enhance the skill of writing by various things. But if personally it has to be there, and if you I it was as a hobby for me initially. Still I just take it as a hobby, but if you really want to pursue it as a career, then lot of hard work has always goes behind, and lot many efforts are there. It looks very instant and easy on social media and blogging, just kuch dala and it's okay. It's not that. You have to maintain a profile, you have to have a regular connect with the reader, you have to be in front, and you have to always put up something. You have to keep that interest on building, and about where you have to certain time, then you have to post something. It's not that today I was not interested or whatever happened and did not post. Then if you take it as a profession, it has to be there, and it has to be engaging. People should fight. Why should see there must be 10 sites on YouTube that tell you how to make a bread. Then why certain which is less time consuming, which is a very good for soothing to your ears, and that only you wait for 2 seconds, and that video you will see for making a bread. Otherwise there are 10 other YouTubes which similarly tell you how to make a bread. Then why one only channel which you see and you wait, and you, because that voiceover also has to be good, in blogging, vlogging, whatever people, it is a serious business. You want to take it as a profession. If there are some trekkers and people who are in adventure sports, they have taken it as a profession. I know one young trekker from New Zealand. On weekend he used to go to different areas for trekking, and then he started writing about it, taking pictures and putting on social media and this WordPress and all this website. Slowly people started following it, people started getting more and more interested in his work, and then he slowly started taking it more as a profession. But then a lot of work, instantly nothing happens, but still there are people, youngsters who have been very successful in taking it as a profession, and they are earning a decent amount of living through that. But
That's the exact
again, it's not a set path.
Yes, yes. There's a
Yeah.
big question. Since you're in the circle, you have been there for a long time in the space. Can it be? Can I consciously take it up as a career one, and can I live on taking it as a career? Can I have a livelihood with writing and journalism as such, tourism journalism?
Yeah, but instantly it won't provide you that decent livelihood that you can really rely on that, to be very honest. Slowly and gradually you can develop, but it takes time, and it's the process. So it's like many youngsters I see, if you want to make a coastal road trip, then you have to make a proposal, you ask for sponsorships, you ask for, if not the complete sponsorship, sponsor some part of my journey. I will be putting regularly updates, post pictures, I will take interviews of local people, community people, and I will keep updating this. And then you ask for sponsorships. It's not that you will easily get, but people do get also. It depends, but you have to keep on take it professionally, make proposals, you approach companies, you approach group of individuals who are into this, or financially they're ready to give you backing, kind of thing. It may happen, but there is no set path as such. You have to find your own way. It's like that. But there are people who have been successful and they have been earning pretty well through this. But it's a serious job. It's not that weekend activity. A lot of work goes behind the scene. You see that weekend पे एक blog आता है, somebody is doing some write up, but a lot of work is gone behind. So that you have to understand and anticipate that seriousness of the work. You have to be dedicated, like how you are dedicated to any profession. The same and similar way.
Sonali, last question. Anything that you want to tell the younger generation or the aspiring people that you want to put up that these are areas you should be careful? Anything you want to say? Last words. This is my last question to you for today.
It is like don't get disheartened if suppose you have written some article and they have not been accepted by any publication, but keep writing. Or there is always social platform available where you can freely post your writing or your work, vlogs or blogging. But you will get noticed if there is a good work, and if keep on working till the time you don't get noticed. If you really have passion for this blogging, vlogging or writing, somewhere good work leads to another some good work, which has happened in my case. I had just written and posted it. From after that, then I started giving talks on stepwell tourism. Uske baad mein dusra, one good work has given me the another good work. And I really enjoy this space of writing. I do it for myself. Because this writing is something that nobody can tell you to write, and you write. Basically, a creative writing, and you just give the whole just about the destination. There are some people who cannot travel or who are not interested in traveling, but they are interested in knowing about the destination, or they want complete knowledge and update about what's happening, what are the good destinations. So those people are also regularly, visiting your websites, or they also read blogs, because either they are not interested in traveling, or they physically cannot travel, or they want to travel. So before that, they are doing the research by reading, blogging. So all these things, such category of people, their readers are there. They always are searching for good blogs on travel or good writing on travel. So it depends. You do your work to the best, and then observe what happens. But patience is very important. Nothing is instant. No instant formula of success in this blogging, vlogging, or travel writing also. No instant formula as such.
So viewers, it's very clear. It's a creative area. Tourism writing is a creative area. So two things: you got to be consistent and persistent, and patient is what Sonali gives as advice to youngsters. Thank you, Sonali, for joining us today. It will be an inspiration to many who will be watching this video as they're wanting to know about what is writing all about. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sajjan. Thanks for having me here. Thanks so much.